YouTubers. What's this? Well, you know what this is? This is a vinyl single. It's a 7-inch vinyl single. The format that was most popular from the mid-50s up until the late 60s, although it exists. It exists today. I'm not going to talk about vinyl singles, just vinyl singles, but something that has been become more and more popular among record collectors lately, and I will soon come to that. But first, we all have different views on vinyl singles. We have collectors who loves vinyl singles, and we have those who think, oh no, they're just not that convenient. I prefer to listen to albums. I am one of those who really prefer albums to vinyl singles. But of course, I have lots of boxes with vinyl singles that shows that, all right, I am, after all, quite interested in them. But something has become more popular last couple of years, and that is something called the vinyl singles box sets. Let me show you an example. Here we have Cream, the singles, 1967 to 1970. It is a box issued by Universal last year, and it contains, if I can open it, well, it contains a leaflet with some information about the records here. We have even a code for downloading it into MP3 format, and then we have 10 singles here with replica sleeves, very nice made, and they have this in this particular issue they have the reaction and polydor labels, although the record company that issued this was Universal, but the originals had reaction and polydor labels, so that's why they were issued with that. And then, okay, it's very nice, but I have to say it is mainly for the record collector. And I guess some record collectors would really frown at this and say, well, real record collectors should get the originals, not these weird reissues. But still, there are enough record collectors who are willing to buy this and who are interested in these. And I have to say that I'm one of the lost souls who find these issues very attractive. And they sound good too. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the pressings here. You see more and more examples of these issues. I'm going to show you some others, but I'm going to first show you the fact that it isn't really a new phenomenon, because there were albums with EPs and singles back even in the 50s. I've seen examples of Glenn Miller albums, and of course many teenagers back in the 50s and 60s, they collected their different 7-inchers in these very simple albums that they could just pick up and take out and play whenever they wanted to. But these boxes, boxed issues of singles, even though it's become more popular the last 5 to 10 years, it isn't a new phenomenon, because I can show you here some old examples. We have here the Beatles EP collection, and I would say that this is from probably the late 70s, early 80s, not really sure. The shows, and it's replicas of the old Beatles EPs that were issued in I guess in England. And I have here two, well, these are really boxes, but but you find these singles quite often without this packaging, but these were issued when it was Elvis' 50th anniversary in 1985 in golden colored vinyl, different singles, 6 singles in each, and I bought these second hand, although I wasn't too keen about the sound on these ones. Thought they sounded a bit, well, maybe they had been played with a bad needle, or maybe they were just bad pressings, but still fun to have, although not essential. Then I found this, which on a record fair some years ago. It's a it's a singles box version of the Eric Clapton album Journeyman from the late 80s, with all the tracks on the LP on different singles here, and it says not for sale, promotion only, and yeah, I guess it was promotion only because you don't see it that often, and this was in the late 80s, so obviously there were times when the record companies decided to issue some sort of 7-inch vinyl box version of albums and so on. Then lately we have had these boxes that aren't really that expensive or that luxurious as like the cream box that I showed you earlier. We have here Elvis Presley, the Sun Singles Collection. It says limited edition collectors, but I've seen lots of prints of this, so it can't be that limited. Nice replica sleeves with yellow vinyl, fairly well pressed, but nothing special here really. Just box with these singles, and Bob Dylan, a long time ago in 1961, the year it really began, the singles collection. I guess this was probably issued as an album as well, but here we have a number of different nice singles with his early recordings on red vinyl. And then the Beatles in the beginnings, early recordings, well, like My Bonnie and Let's Dance and Sweet Georgia Brown and stuff like that. Blue vinyl, with boring labels, but still. So it shows that there's some interest in this, because since these are being produced. Then we have some boxes that I think are really, really good, because like a group like Creedence Clearwater Revival, the singles collection, I've always thought that Creedence Clearwater Revival works best as a singles group. I have all their albums, I've heard all their albums, although I don't think that any of them are that flawless, but the singles were flawless. And this is a nice collection with a nice little book and early material, even some material that would probably be, I don't know if it contains gollywogs material too, but very nice singles with great sound, and this is one of my favorite singles boxes. Then we have the ABBA box, the singles, a really chunky box here, with 40, I think is it 40? Or am I talking rubbish here? Or is it 20? No, it must be 40. Anyway, it was issued at ABBA's 40th anniversary of the winner song in the Eurovision Song Contest, Waterloo, in 1974. This was issued in 2014, of course. And yeah, we have some nice pictures too, so very nice, very and that's another group that worked very well as a singles group. Then we have box that I got rather recently. The Who, the Reaction singles, 4 singles and an EP with the Reaction material from 1966, I think. Very good. Then we have some issues that have been, I think most of these that I'm going to show you have been issued for the record store day. You always find new 7-inch single boxes issued when it's time for record store day. And I've got some here. I've got Small Faces, the French EPs, which is quite nice and interesting choice of material. But I mean, the Small Faces, we have their most famous material here from that time. But the French EPs, maybe the French EPs were very good. Then we have the Mod 45s box from 1965 to 67. We have mainly records here with material from the Decca label and Mercury and Durham and Pi. But they are presented as, this has a download code too. I don't think I've used that. Small leaflet with some material, some information. And then we have, well, I can hold it up like this. See, looks like real old Decca Decca sleeves with records with Decca labels and so on. Looks like the old stuff, although it's new pressings. This is from the last or the latest the record store day, New Orleans Funk. We got Professor Longhair, The Explosions, Chuck Carbo, and on the soul jazz records with different small record labels or small not that known record labels like Libra Records, Choctaw labels, Choctaw Records, Fireball, Watch Records. Fun material with fun music. And then really good label many years ago in the late 60s, early 70s is the Cotillon label. And here we have Cotillon Soul 45s, 1968 to 1970. It contains 10 singles. Nice material. Nice soul. All right. So, even if it's not really convenient, you can notice that I've got a certain love for these vinyl single boxes, even though I really don't know why. I really shouldn't find these boxes attractive or lovely or whatever, but of course it's about the music, and a very childish part of me find that these are actually very cool issues. Yeah, I know. I'm hopeless. Right, the final one that I'm going to show you isn't 7 inches, it's 10 inches, and it's this, the Elvis UK singles box sets with the old singles, but in 10-inch format, and these were issued back in 2000 and mid-noughties, I think, and in 2005 I think these were started to being issued, and then it was the box, and then one record, and then another record, and then another, and so all the records in this box weren't issued at the same time. But today, when you buy it, I think you can still get hold of this. You buy the whole box, of course, the whole box set. So that's about it. So I don't think I've seen that many videos about vinyl singles box sets, so I thought, well, why not make one? And that's what I just did. So Hope you found it somewhat interesting, and thanks for watching, and bye.